something that's just out of this world.
I think of like a foodie brand.
Name, or maybe even like in a Los Angeles food truck, like a gourmet food truck.
It's irreverent because you've got existentialism contrasted with pig, which is sort of like a highbrow, lowbrow kind of play. Um, it definitely sounds like the existential pig sounds like a place to me, um, whether it's a restaurant or a lounge or a bar or a club. Um, but it's kind of it's playful. Um, it's not taking itself too seriously, but it's clearly it's still smart sound.
Oh, the existential pig. Now, this is something that I can relate to. It sounds like a great restaurant that sort of a forward-looking, nouveau kind of restaurant that specializes in pork. Um, it sounds like a company that makes food that you are what you eat, or you eat therefore you are, or something like that. It sounds like a green company, a company that uses natural products. It sounds like a book about some people who currently act like pigs because they're very much into themselves. It could be a novel about something like that. It could be, it's a very contemporary, very um, self-examining kind of pig.
Reminds me of some kind of exotic pig, something that's out of the ordinary that we're used.
So I guess I think of something that's food related. The existential pig is it's a dynamic phrase because you've got existentialism, which is kind of a highbrow concept, and then you've got pig, which insinuates something really lowbrow. So it's kind of an interesting phrase to me. I associate it again with restaurants. I associate it with pork because of pigs. I associate it with a way of life because of existentialism.
I think of Henry Thoreau. I think of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is a play. I think of, funny. I think of never ending. And I'm curious is another word that comes to mind.
The unique pig being existential. More to the food consumption facing, I would think number three would probably be something like top-notch pork. Number four, probably grade A pork.
Pretentious a little bit. Um, Also, I think existential is hard for people to say. Um, so, I don't know, the existential pig. Yeah, just a difficult word for people to say. It also made me think of, when I think of pig, I think there's a lot of times when things that are named pig, it's associated with something that's like fat or dirty or
Sounds like a restaurant name in New York, like a pork only, braised pork shoulder, pork belly, everything that is so popular now in high-end restaurants and even not high-end restaurants. It's just, pork is really popular at the moment. So it just makes me think of like a Thomas Keller friendly Manhattan or Los Angeles cool restaurant. It also makes me think of fictional literature, not so much a cookbook this time around, but more like Charlotte's Web, just like a story, a really great title for a book.
Initially, the term "the existential pig" sounds like high-end cuisine to me. So high-end cuisine is my first word. It also makes me think of like high learning, so I think of books. Um, then I think of postmodernism because of the sort of juxtaposition between my feelings on existential and pig.
Existential pig is probably the best name out of the 6 that we went over. I think it's creative and sort of hip and new, and I mean, anyone who's releasing a new kind of salami, obviously they have to be doing some like new contemporary ideas, because we have enough salami, I think, otherwise. I think Existential Pig also sort of infers that maybe the pig is treated more humanely or something like that, but that's really big right now. The Existential Pig also, I think, works really well because it is sort of hip and different, so if the salami is going to be some like new flavors or seasonings or things that haven't really been done, I think it's a really distinctive name that would pair well with that.
The Existential Pig. Philosophy, the Tao of Pooh, Michel Foucault, a very effete sort of child's toy. Jean-Paul Sartre.
I'm seeing a pig with glasses and a book. He is a philosopher. He is rational. He is wise beyond his years and enjoys a good debate. And
I seem to remember a book with Existential Pig in the title, but I don't remember precisely what it is or what the book was about. Existential Pig. So existentialism is a philosophy of human existence. So what does this have to do with a pig? So it's contradictory, it's oxymoronic, it's paradoxical, and but it's attention grabbing. It's thought provoking. It definitely gets my attention, and would make me want to look a little further to find out. So what is this all about? It's a clever phrase, but
all right, it's going to sound weird. Somehow or another, this existential pig brought into my mind Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. And that's the hardest. I just can't seem to get past that thought somehow or another.